Here in New York, Manfred Lindenbaum is with us, Holocaust survivor, advocate for refugees. In 1939, Manfred and his brother fled from Germany to Poland and then to England on the famous Kindertransport, just days before the Nazis invaded. In 1946, the Jewish refugee organization, HIAS, reunited Manfred with an aunt and uncle living in New Jersey. He's been in the U.S. ever since. I also want to bring in Manfred Lindenbaum. You bring certainly a long historical perspective to all of this. Can you explain how you as a child became a refugee?
Well, when I heard about this conference at the United Nations, my mind immediately went back to the Evian conference in France in 1938, at which the countries got together and in effect decided no matter what happens, we are not taking in any children refugees, we're taking in no refugees. Led by the United States, one country after another said that. And 3 weeks later, 17,000 of us Jews in Germany were actually rounded up and taken to the border and chased across the border, actually physically chased across the border into Poland. And my fear was, is this going to be one of these conferences where everybody says nice things and in effect says it's going to continue as before? I didn't feel quite that pessimistic. I think that it's brought it back on the front page.
But explain what happened when you got to Poland. What was this Kindertransport?
Well, when I got to Poland, we actually by the way, when we got to Poland, within 36 hours, there were two relief organizations which came. One was HIAS and one was the Joint Distribution Committee. And they brought us things like, and I think refugees today can relate to that, they brought us things like bags to put straw in so we didn't sleep on the ground. And,
how old were you?
I was 6. Some of the people slept in the stables. We got in the fourth story of a burnt-out building with no facilities in it. And we were there for 10 months.
And then what was the Kindertransport?
The Kindertransport was when the German army was on the border. The Kindertransport was over because the United States at that point said that we're not taking in any Jewish children, and they couldn't get the bill out of committee. England had decided under great pressure to take in 10,000. They were already there, and at the last minute, as the German army was coming over, they got a few hundred of us onto a Polish warship, and that was took me and my brother to England. I wouldn't let my sister on. She was 14, so she was murdered with the rest of my family.
I wanted to ask our guest, Manfred Lindenbaum, about the comments of the Republican presidential candidate, Donald Trump's oldest son, Donald Trump Jr., who compared Syrian refugees to poisoned Skittles. He tweeted a graphic that said, if I had a bowl of Skittles and I told you just 3 would kill you, would you take a handful? That's our Syrian refugee problem. The company that makes Skittles then went on to tweet back saying, Skittles are candy, refugees are people. We don't feel it's an appropriate analogy. Your response when you heard Donald Trump Jr.?
I think it's absolutely horrible. It like brings back the dark images of children being murdered. I can only feel horrible for him that he has such a twisted mentality that he's able to come out with that.
We've been speaking with Manfred Lindenbaum, who is a survivor of the Holocaust. He and his brother made it over on the Kindertransport from Poland to England.